The Springboks officially have a new kit. And in this episode, you are going to get a front row seat to what I believe is a beautiful new jersey designed for our Rugby World Champions by Nike. So here it is in all its glory. So let's begin by looking at the top end of this new shirt. The traditional gold collar is still featured, but with a bit of a twist. There's a bit of a zigzag going on there in what is essentially a V-neck. Listen to me sounding like a reporter at a fashion show. My wife would be mortified. And why wouldn't she be? What looks like a zigzag to me, and maybe to you too, is in fact a design that pays homage to the protea. So these spiky bits you see there are in fact supposed to be the edges of protea leaves. I'm happy with the rest of the jersey's traditional Springbok green. Over the years we've seen it go a little lighter or a little darker, but I think they've got it right here. The Springbok itself is in its usual spot on the right side of the breast, with the Nike logo in the middle and then the protea in the heart region. Notice the South African flag on the sleeve. I think that's a really nice touch. We've had it before, but it has been missing for a while. Nice to see it back. Then the only real criticism I have of the jersey is this ribbed rectangle beneath the logos. I understand that it plays a role from a performance perspective, but as a quote-unquote fashion item, I'm not entirely convinced by it. Now, having said that, often these days, kit manufacturers release two versions of a jersey. You'll get the actual jersey that the players wear, which is this one that I've just shown you, and then they might also release what they call a replica jersey. It looks the same, and it is the same in almost every way, but usually comes without so-called performance features, and is also priced a little lower as well. We're going to have to wait and see if a replica is available, because there is no word on that just yet. Having said that, the jerseys and all the other related merchandise actually go on sale today if you're watching this on the 25th of June. So head on over to the stores and have a look and let me know if they have indeed made a replica available. And then you've got FNB appearing on the Springbok jersey for the first time. Well, I say for the first time. We'd already seen the junior Springboks play in this kit. At least not this specific one, but in kit with FNB as the front of jersey sponsor. The Springbok women have also worn it, and we've seen Captain Siya Kolisi model it. But this is a brand new jersey, and so the Springboks will be the ones to wear this for the very first time on Saturday against the Barbarians. Something else my eyes detected are on the inside of the jersey. Now, you won't see this if someone is wearing it, but notice on the collar, on the inside, it appears to be a crown. That is again the top end of a protea, or a king protea to be more precise, which also makes sense because we are the kings of the rugby world. And then the forever green, forever gold motto is featured around the neck area with 4 stars to indicate each of our Rugby World Cup triumphs. So that's the home jersey. What about the away kit? I know this is the part where you might be taking a deep breath, because it's fair to say that the most recent alternative shirt divided opinion. Well, I think we're going to be much closer to consensus on this one. We're back to the more traditional white change strip for the Springboks. And I think this one also looks lovely. It mostly mimics the home jersey, the differences being that where the home shirt is green, the away kit is white. And where the home strip is gold, this one is green. The only real differential then, apart from swapping a pair of colours, is the green bits that you see along the side of the jersey. I like it, and I like it a lot. May I also just say that I love the way Saru has ensured that our sponsors are seamlessly integrated into the jersey. FNB, whose corporate colours are mostly turquoise, feature on our home jersey in gold, and on the away shirt in green. And that makes for a far better product. There are few things as awful on the eye as a sponsor whose corporate colours clash with the colours of the team. And then we end up having an eyesore of note. And while we must acknowledge the significance of the sponsors, because let's face it, without them, there wouldn't be much of a sport for us to enjoy, I don't think it's asking too much for them to be more accommodating on this front. I'm not going to mention names, but you probably already know of one or two teams that I'm speaking of here. I think it might also make the fans more endearing towards the sponsor. Because believe me when I tell you that there are many supporters who hold hostile views and attitudes towards some of the sponsors, rightly or wrongly. And usually it's not always about the sponsor that is on the jersey as much as it is naming rights or stadium naming rights. But as I say, I'm not going to elaborate on that. Anyway, there's another thing that Nike have done for us, and that is the recreation of the 1995 jersey in traditional cotton, featuring the iconic badge of the Springbok leaping over a wreath of proteas. Now, the emblem is accurate. The cotton is accurate, and I know a lot of people will have nostalgia for those old school cotton rugby jerseys, but I'm sorry, the rest of this jersey doesn't quite do it justice. I immediately have noticed the absence of the actual 1995 Rugby World Cup logo, and that makes this feel like a bit of an attempt at a quick buck, playing on people's emotions. To be fair, I love this jersey. I really do. And you don't have to send me one as a gift. I'll gladly go and buy one myself. I love it. I think it's beautiful. It's basically the same jersey the Springboks were given by Nike in the 1998 Tri-Nations, just with a different Bok emblem. I'm guessing there may be copyright issues in terms of that 1995 Rugby World Cup logo, but surely they could have worked around that just for this one-off edition. A special arrangement could have been made just for this one time. But what do I know? As I say, I think the jersey itself is great. It's lovely. I want one. I just don't think that I'm going to tell people it's a 1995 commemorative jersey, because to me it doesn't look like it is. Even though it also happens to feature my all-time favorite Springbok emblem. As I say, I just feel that without that 1995 Rugby World Cup logo, it's not really a 1995 Rugby World Cup commemorative jersey. But what do you think? Do you also love the new kits and can't wait to get your hands on one? Let me know in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, may I also encourage you to sign up on my Patreon page. I would love to do this full-time, guys, and go to Australia and cover the Rugby World Cup in 2027 for you from down under with daily content. If you sign up, you can get your name mentioned in my videos. You can get discounts on my soon-to-be launched merchandise store. You can stand a chance to win the actual Springbok jersey you've seen in this video. You can also stand a chance to win the soon-to-be released James Small biography. You might also be able to have quarterly Zoom calls with me where we discuss Springbok players, matches, and tactics, and you might even be able to get me to write an ebook for you on your favorite player. It starts from as little as $5 per month. That's US dollars, not Zim dollars. I know the Rand is not what it once was. And if that sounds like something you want to be a part of, then head on over to my Patreon page. It's in the description area below, and sign up right now. If you're not yet ready to support me in that manner, you can also just spear tackle the like button. You can also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And since we're talking about the 1995 Rugby World Cup, yesterday was the 30-year anniversary of our triumph. I'd like to encourage you to take a trip down memory lane with me and check out this video over here. You can also go watch this one over here, where I compared each of the various Springbok logos going all the way back to 1906. And I'll see you next time.